This morning, May 25th, 2015, Russian Marines invaded and captured Swedish island of Gotland. Only the Swedish Home Guard was combat ready at the time, but with only half of its units operational. The Russian forces had captured the entire of Gotland by early afternoon. There was a news conference held by the Chief of Defence of Sweden earlier today. Kaandrik from BBC News was there.
Early this morning, Russia seized control of Gotland. The aggressor has, in a surprisingly impudent way, executed this operation. Despite it was a very surprising offensive, I'm happy that our forces that we use for incident preparedness managed to shoot down several of the aggressor planes. The invasion was launched in the middle of the night without any preceding declarations of war. About 300 of our Home Guard soldiers had enough time to mobilize on the island, of which 200 are estimated to have fallen in battle.
The Chief of Defence went on to stating that they are mobilizing troops in order to launch a counter-offensive. We got the chance to ask the Chief of Defence a few questions after the news conference.
Do you expect any support from other northern countries or perhaps NATO?
Well, in peacetime we have had for several years exercises together with our Nordic friends and trainings and other sort of collaboration, but we have no special defense bonds prepared for wartime. Though, right now, the Minister of Defense is in talks with our neighbors, Finland, Denmark and Norway, and until these talks are ready, I cannot say anything about that.
But you also announced earlier that if the aggressors would attack Sweden on the point, you would be able to hold ground for a week. Why did Gotland fall so fast?
Well, in all our defense planning, we have counted on an early warning and in the type of escalating tensions in our neighborhood. And in this case, it was kind of blitzkrieg. And the only thing we knew was that Russia should have a big exercise in the Baltic. And we, of course, followed their preparations and so on, but we couldn't see that it should go over to a direct offensive against Sweden.
The Kremlin made an announcement regarding the incident earlier today. They said, Russia has no intent to conquer Sweden. We intend to later return Gotland to Sweden. In consideration that Russian interests are threatened in the Baltic region, we are forced to act fast with the purpose of denying the aggressive organization of NATO to operate from Gotland against Russia and Russian interests. Kaandrik Lamaur from BBC Eyewitness News has interviewed Leif, 72, who managed to flee from Gotland as it was invaded.
Here we are with BBC Eyewitness News. Here we are with Leif in Stockholm. Leif, can you please tell us about your experiences?
Well, I was just at my farm and I saw the Russians. I heard like guns and I ran straight to my barn and just hid.
And how these experiences affected you in any way?
Well, I think my farm is pretty much gone and all my cows, they've been shot.
And how do you feel about that?
I feel very sad because now I can't make any profit of my work.
This has been BBC Eyewitness News, reporting Kaandrik Lamaur.
We have received a memo from our correspondent in Riga, Latvia, regarding recent Russian activities in the Baltic nations.
There are continuous tensions between Estonia and Russia. Russian military has been mobilized a few miles away from the border, and Latvian army has been put on high alert. Judging from Russia's official announcement regarding the annexation of Gotland, it was a strategical move to block off all NATO support towards the Baltic nations. The diplomats in the Baltic nations have urged NATO countries to send support through Poland.
The Chancellor of Germany made an announcement where she said, "Regardless of what events are about to unfold, it is key that the Western countries of the world band together, work together and try their best to find a peaceful ending to this scenario, before any war declarations are announced." Lars Edwards, BBC News.